Leo, welcome to my channel. Hope you are all doing well. So this is going to be a general collective reading for the sign of Leo, strong placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. It is a collective reading, Leo, so it's not going to apply to everyone. That's just how the energy works. The messages that need to come through will come through. So if it doesn't resonate for you, don't make it fit. It's very different from doing an individual or personal reading because it's reading the collective energy of Leo. So don't worry if it doesn't fit, and just take what resonates for you. Okay, the last reading that you had was very powerful, and it was about you stepping into your power and, being seen for your gifts and for everything that you are, your unique signature. So let's see what's coming through today. It is a timeless reading, so whenever you click on this link and listen to this message, that is when it is meant for you. Okay, Leo, let's see what's going on. Spirit, please, and thank you for the sign of Leo. Immediate messages for the present, messages of love, messages of advice, messages of light and guidance. No negative energy to be in this space. All negative energy must leave my space now. Okay, for the sign of Leo. The Hanged Man. Hanged Man, card of Pisces, major arcana. It means a pause and reset, Leo. So it's someone that's just taking some time out to integrate and to reflect and not to take any action. I'm just going to get all the cards, Leo. I like to pull out all the cards and see what the storyline is. And then we'll continue. What else for Leo? Three of Cups, reconciliation or community. This could be a reunion, this could be a celebration, something coming together. The Empress, wow, card of Taurus, major arcana. So you could be dealing with a Taurus, Leo, you don't have to be. Or you could be manifesting and birthing something into the world. Let's see what the other cards say, and then we can look at the whole story. What else for Leo? Six of Swords, so moving away from something, moving away from conflict. Ten of Pentacles, wow, abundance in the physical world. Wow, this reading is looking amazing for you so far, Leo. Let's see. Last card, Spirit, please and thank you. The Sun, oh my gosh, another major arcana, the Sun. This is the card of Leo. Look at that beautiful energy. It is the happiest card in the tarot deck for me. It's about happiness, joy, fulfillment, everything golden. And it is also about finding your inner child, doing the inner child work, coming into your own realizations, your own truths. It's sunflower energy, it's this golden light energy, and freedom. Absolute freedom, Leo, is what I'm seeing here for you. The bottom of the deck, the King of Cups, card of Scorpio, fixed energy. Scorpio energy is water energy, it's emotional. The King of Cups is very emotionally mature and intuitive. He doesn't always show his emotions though, so it's contained emotion. It's emotional intelligence at a king level, so it's a very evolved form of emotional maturity and intelligence. And I feel like this is your energy as well, Leo. You could also have strong Scorpio placements, is what I'm sensing. I don't feel like this is another energy in your space. I feel like this is you integrating a lot of emotional work. And Leo, as a fire sign, emotions don't always come easy to you, or at least the expression of emotions rather, because emotions, belong to everyone, but it's the expression of emotion that's not always easy for Leo. So it makes a lot of sense that the King of Cups would come out for you, because the King of Cups, as I mentioned, doesn't always express his emotion. In fact, he contains them without poisoning his body, though, because sometimes when we withhold or we hold on to and we don't express emotion, it can cause dis-ease and disharmony within your physical body, because you're physically holding on to an energy. If it's not moving, if it's not integrating, if it's not flowing through you, it has to go somewhere. It has to sit somewhere, and that can stagnate and create physical ailment. So I'm not sensing that energy. I'm sensing that, especially with the water at the bottom of this card, you see how that water is flowing. It's an inner integration of whatever emotions you have been experiencing, Leo, and understanding how to balance that and how to maintain control over those emotions is what I heard. So let's have a look, Leo. I really feel like this is something that you are doing, towards building the life of your dreams. I know that sounds like a cliche, but literally, isn't that what we all want? Is this energy, this sense of purpose, this happiness, this joy, the sun energy. And the sun does rule over you, Leo. In fact, you are the only zodiac sign besides Cancer with the moon, that doesn't have a planet ruling over you. In fact, the sun, it's our star. And you are our stars, Leo. And this is what the energy is showing me today. So there was a period of pause with this hangman energy. And the hangman is also the card of Pisces. And Pisces is also a water sign like Scorpio. And a very, very intuitive water sign. So Leo, being a fire sign, being ruled by the sun, you have a tendency towards action and towards impulsiveness at times, because it is that fire, that flame, that ignition, that spark. You want to move, you want to take action. You don't generally like to pause and reflect. But what you are learning, and I think that's what the King of Cups energy is, you do need to take your time to pause, to reflect, to honor what is happening in your space before taking any action. And this is exactly what the hangman does. Pisces energy. Pisces is very, very intuitive. It knows how to navigate emotion as well. It takes time. You'll notice, if you know any Pisces, or if you have Pisces strong placements, it takes time for a Pisces to outwardly express what is going on within. And, with the crow there as well, I do sense that this was some kind of spiritual lesson or guidance for you to just take a step back from everything that was going on around you. And in order to move on to the next step, you had to pause. It's different to the hermit energy in the sense that whereas the hermit goes in, which is, the Virgo card of the hermit, major arcana, goes within, the hangman goes within as well, but he's also surveying his surroundings from a different perspective, looking at things from a different perspective and understanding how you can approach situations, people, relationships from a perspective that's not necessarily how, what you've been used to. So again, with major arcana here, that is, divine intervention, divine guidance. I do feel like you are leveling up your emotional maturity, and the way that you approach things, your behavior, your beliefs, your actions, the way you move in the world. You are taking a step back and looking at things from the other perspective, which is a very, very emotionally mature, intelligent thing to do, and very courageous. And that is also your energy, Leo, is this, the strength and the courage and the bravery to be able to do this. Because what it means is we have to go within and also ask ourselves where we are self-sabotaging, where we are conditioned in how we respond to situations. So kudos to you, Leo, for taking a step back, for not reacting to whatever the situation is, but really taking the time out to understand the entire landscape of what's going on around you. I do sense that, this is going to lead to a period of celebration or reunion. If this was a relationship or situation that has gone through a pause or a period of reflection or integration, there will be some form of coming back together, whether it's a community, again, a relationship. This could be family as well. This could even just be, your board of directors, your social circle, the people that you trust the most with your biggest life decisions. I do sense that coming out of this hangman period, you are going to reach out to your trusted advisors, to your counsel, your circle of, or your tribe, and reflect with them on what your next step is. I do sense that there's something big coming, Leo, that you are birthing into this world, that you have been working on for a long time. And the energy right now is ripe for you to move into this. And here we have the Empress energy, Taurus energy, major arcana. The Empress is ruled by Venus. Everything music, art, creation, manifestation. She is the queen. Actually, 4 queens in one. So the Empress is the next level up of queen energy. So forget about queen energy. Let's bring in Empress energy. And that's so typical of Leo. She's sitting on her throne. She's 4 queens in one, which means she's integrated emotions, she's integrated fire, she's integrated communication, she's integrated earth energy. And this is earth energy. So it really is manifestation in the physical realm. It's not a vision anymore. It's not just a dream. It's not on paper. It is materializing in the physical realm for you. She is depicted as being pregnant because it's birthing something. When you're birthing an idea, when you're birthing something new, it takes time. It takes time to build, it takes time to manifest, it takes time to develop and grow. You don't just plant a seed. I said this in the Cancer reading. It's not like you can just plant a seed and expect an oak tree to grow overnight. It takes time for things that are meaningful and purposeful to manifest. Yes, we can always, build something overnight if we want to raise funds. But if we want to do something meaningful and we're actually looking at how we are in service to ourselves and the world, it's not a quick fix. And just as it takes 9 months for a child to germinate from zygote to embryo to all the different phases that that pregnancy goes through, so too does anything that you're trying to create that is going to be sustainable and that is going to be meaningful. I do feel, and I'm just looking at this crown of stars around her, and I've noticed it before, but they're pointing me to that very clearly in this specific reading. It feels like this is definitely divinely guided and spiritually guided. So now you've got 2 major arcana already with the Hangman and the Empress, which means divine intervention, divine guidance. You are being reminded of your divinity, Leo. You see the wheat here, and everything that's laying at her feet. Also this hare. I think there's a sense of safety, because rabbits or hares don't sit down calmly when there is any danger around. And I think for a while, what they're saying to me is that you haven't really felt safe in your space, or safe in your own, in yourself, emotionally secure and secure in your own abilities to be able to do this. But right now, you've overcome all of that. From the last reading to now, this energy, in the last reading, you got the Six of Wands card, which was victory. And now I see this victory energy coming through. Wheat is also, the harvest, the abundance. You are harvesting what you've put in all the hard work that you've put in to this endeavor, whether it's a relationship, a business, a career. Your life path is now coming into fruition. But what they're also saying to me, Leo, to tell you is to also have patience, in that this is not going to accelerate overnight. You are at the cusp of something tipping over. I do feel like there's big energy here. I can actually feel like it's about to, like a boom, breakthrough, silence, 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 and then suddenly there's this massive breakthrough. And it's because you didn't give up. You didn't give up manifesting, you didn't give up building, and you didn't give up on iterating your action in order to achieve this. You are moving away from everything that sabotaged your success. The Five of Swords is self-sabotage, it's conflict, it's overthinking, it's those limiting beliefs, those conditionings that hold us back. And with the Six of Swords here, it means that you're moving away from all of that to peaceful waters, to calmer waters. And you're traveling. So this could also be traveling as well, Leo, but I do sense it's more moving away from the conditioning that held you back, that kept you feeling in fear or in anxiety or feeling unsafe. And what you're moving towards is this, Leo. 10 of Pentacles. Earth energy, material abundance, the happy home, the happy family. I mean, if we look at what societal expectation is of the 10 of Pentacles, that's what's depicted in this card. It's the mansion, it's the big garden, it's the white picket fence, the dog, the child, the grandfather, the lineage. I do feel like this is definitely spiritually guided. If you've recently had a baby, this could be, and this might not be for everyone, but this is a very specific message I'm getting, but the soul could be coming back into the family circle. It could be someone that passed away. Wow, my whole head is tingling. So that's confirmation. It could be someone that's passed away in the family that has come back into the family, Leo. So that's a very specific message for someone. I do feel like there's a soul that has, and whatever your belief system is, I do believe in reincarnation. So the soul has come back into the family circle. It could be a grandfather figure or a matriarch that has chosen to come back, to complete a soul lesson, or to support the family again with their soul lessons. My whole head is tingling, Leo. So that definitely, there is definitely something there for someone very specific. If that does resonate, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to know if that resonates with anyone. But the societal norm of, what wealth is, what abundance is something that you are also understanding is not necessarily, what's in your bank account. It's not, and I've said this in a couple of the readings now, it's not always about finances. It's about your happiness. It's about your joy, your purpose, and how you are showing up in the world, and how you feel when you wake up in the morning, whether you wake up with fear and anxiety and dread, or whether you wake up excited to take on the day because you are living your dream. You are in alignment with what it is that you want and who it is that you are. And another beautiful thing about releasing the conditioning is it frees us. It frees us to be able to step into who we really are. And as I said that, I mean, the sun card, it always is represented or depicted with the image of a child, and that is really the inner child. It's solar plexus energy, and the solar plexus is the ability to create with positivity and not to destroy. So when we are in conditioning and when we haven't done the work on, what's holding us back, the emotions that hold us back, the limiting beliefs that hold us back, the self-sabotage, what happens is that anything we then try to manifest carries that energy. So it will present itself in a destructive way, or in a way that keeps reflecting back to you what it is that you need to overcome in order to build, what you want out of this lifetime. So with this card showing up, and with all the other cards, the Empress, the Hangman, the Ten of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, this is giving me goosebumps. It's as if you have, done the work. It's enlightenment, it's ascension. It feels like the fire signs are all ascending right now. The white horse, the purity of the inner child. You're going back and reparenting yourself, telling yourself the things that you needed to hear, no longer relying on outside influences, or people from outside, your outer world, your parents, your siblings, your family, no longer depending on them to give back to you what it is that you needed, if you were lacking in any way, or if you were if you felt abandoned or left out in the cold or rejected, or whatever it is that shaped your experience of the world and caused you to believe that you were unworthy, or to believe that you were not capable, or all those lovely voices and shadows that come up for us in our subconscious, unconscious mind. Those are the things that you have transmuted. I feel like you've done so much work, Leo, to transmute this. And you're looking inward and empowering yourself to grow and step up, and to just experience the joy of life again, without any of those burdens holding you back and holding you down. That is beautiful energy. Leo, I feel so happy for you. I wish I was a Leo right now. I'm busy doing the work. I'm doing the work. So Leo, I want to get an oracle card for you as a final message of guidance before I close out this reading. I am doing personal readings, so if there's anything you'd like to explore or take a deep dive into, please reach out. My details are in the description box below. Okay, please and thank you, Spirit. An overall card of advice for my Leos. For my Leos, an overall card of advice. Thank you. Wow. Fire Guardian. Ignite your passion. Exactly. And your element is fire, Leo. And I'm just getting that there is definitely divine intervention in this situation. This is your spirit guides, your ancestors, angels, God, however you relate. But you are being protected and you are being guided along this path, and it hasn't been easy, but you've pushed through it, Leo, with that courage and the strength that only you know how to bring. And this is beautiful energy. Yes, keep following this path, Leo. You are magnificent. You are on the right path and everything is happening in your favor. Keep remembering your divinity, and I'm sending you so much love and light. Until next time.